Hey, what Dean here with Body Fit with another tip or trick video for you. This one is in correlation to the MFS program, the Mitchell Fitness Solutions program that we did launch. Had a tremendous amount of success with. There's a lot of people that are making some big changes. And so I kind of want to create a tip or trick out of some feedback that I've gotten. So a lot of people are really shocked to hear about how some of the current participants are allowed to get away with foods you wouldn't normally see in a strict diet. Pizza, pastas, stuff like that. They're really shocked to hear that these people are not only able to eat these things, but some of them are actually required to eat this stuff. And I won't go into why because that's a whole other conversation, but nevertheless, I kind of want to point out how people are able to get away with that because it's by far probably the biggest challenge that I have in front of me in terms of educating people to kind of get them thinking down the right path. Okay, so I'm not really thirsty. I'm not just, I didn't forget that these were in front of me. These are actually my props for this conversation, but we'll get to this in a second. If you haven't noticed, you haven't heard me talk a lot when I'm actually showcasing the before and afters of these participants. I don't talk much about their scale weight. And if you haven't noticed that, go back and check it out because everybody, that's what they seem to correlate their success to. And that's how they track their progress. The scale. What's the scale say? Am I up? Am I down? And I can't stress enough how that's so far from the right way to think. So let's kind of make sense as to why. So most times, if we have, let's say that these two bottles of water represent two people, two identical people as far as shape and size. Okay, these bottles are the same size, the water inside, everything is identical. Okay, so let's say we've got one person and we've cloned them, so now we've got two of them. They're the same size, and that's where everything stops. Okay, this person over here. Let's say that they're made out of, the majority of them is made out of fat. This person over here, the majority of this person is made out of muscle, okay? Same size though, so I'm not talking about big and bulky muscle, I'm talking about what they're made of. So same size, but everything inside of it is just filled with muscle. Same size, everything in it is kind of filled with fat, right? So from a scale standpoint, this person that has the muscle on their body is gonna weigh 3 times as much, okay, literally. So if you're using the scale to gauge your success, that's kind of a big, you better be careful doing that because all you're really gauging is how much muscle you potentially are losing. Now mind you, you're going to be reducing fat and with that the scale will decrease, but there's a much more effective way to do things or as far as tracking progress, and that's through body composition. That's how we do it here. That's the number one number we're using to track progress. Because here's the benefit, okay? This person over here that's 3 times as heavy, they're the same size, so you can't really say, well, that person's bigger because they're identical. This person that weighs 3 times as much on the scale, their metabolism is also 3 times as fast, which that correlates to, or what that spells out is they can have their cheat meals, they can have their pizza, they can have their pasta, they can have their wine, they can go out with the girls, and have a good old time. You can go out with the guys and go to a game and have a hot dog and a beer and whatever else. That's how these people get away with this, and you don't see them climbing, into bigger sizes, and you don't really see them moving in the wrong direction. Now this person here, that's the only thing they're watching is the scale. If the scale's dropping really quickly, that's usually a red flag to me that I need to change something up. That's a scary thing as a trainer because if they're losing weight too fast, 9.999 out of 10 times, they're sacrificing muscle. And unfortunately, again, if you remember, because muscle drives your metabolism, you can't afford that. Not if you want to have a normal life. And that's why most people that see big success from a scale standpoint, they've lost 20 pounds. When they get off of that program or when they stop doing whatever it was that got that scale weight down, not only do they go back to where they were, but they usually end up bigger. The reason why is because they've destroyed all of their muscle, so they've eaten all this muscle up, so they've lowered that metabolism. That 20 pounds they saw come off the scale was muscle, so they've lowered that metabolism, and now they're really in trouble. So it's this vicious circle. So, in terms of the MFS program, that's why we do things the way that we do. At the end of the day, not only do I want people to get success and reach their goals, but ultimately I want them to be able to live a lifestyle that they want. I want them to be able to have their pizza, have their wine, have their pasta. So hope that helps. Stay off the scale. If you own a scale, throw the freaking thing out the window. It's the last thing you should be looking at to gauge your success. Hope you guys have a great day.